Who doesn't love taking on a nice challenge? I've seen multiple gaming YouTubers make countless challenge videos, and I'm a guy who likes trying a variety of things. But what task could I possibly attempt? Oh, I know. There is a special interactive episode of Netflix's Carmen Sandiego called To Steal or Not to Steal, and it's kind of a video game. Tamara Fraser, the chief of Acme, said there are a total of 8 possible endings you could get, yet I wondered if you could see all of them in just one single playthrough. The rules of this adventure are basically straightforward. I will be faced with choices to make, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to achieve every outcome that can happen based on the paths I take. I'll be using my laptop with the built-in mouse for this challenge, so I can show you screenshots of what I select, although you can use any device that has Netflix if you'd like to do this challenge yourself, whether it's on TV with a remote, a console with a game controller, touchscreen device, you name it. Do you have your gizmos ready for what's coming our way? Alright, let's zip into it. Hey, I'm Owen, the fiction fanboy, and this is the challenge. Is it possible to get all endings in Carmen Sandiego To Steal or Not to Steal within one playthrough? On your first time playing the special event, you'll want to listen to the tutorial because you'll be informed on how you are in control of the story. Choose the option you want, whether it's A or B, but once 10 seconds go by and you haven't selected something, Carmen will make her own decision, and that'd be an uh-oh for the biggest situations. Luckily for us, the tale begins with Team Carmen at Shanghai for the usual good stealing, and the first decision is whether you should go for the top floor or the ground floor. Either one works, since this is the first of many cutscenes where you face no punishment for your action. However, some routes are more exciting than others, depending on your taste in media. After making it to the vault, the Vile faculty greets Carmen and say they get their chance to have Carmen steal for them, and refusal leads to Zack and Ivy getting reprogrammed by the Wiper, so they'll be new recruits for the Diabolical Academy. I'm aware of what happens for each trail, and for this quest, wrong is actually right, and right is actually wrong. What I mean is, in order to get the various endings, I should make the bad choices before the good ones. Otherwise, I'd miss the endings I need to see, which would be all of them. So wanting to never steal for Vile, I went to chase the van to try to get the crewmates immediately. A robot caused the driving, and that led to an automatic wipe, the first ending you can see. So that's 1 down and 7 remain. Needing to play along until we can get the siblings back, my first assignment is to steal a soldier statue from the Terracotta Army in Xi'an, so Coach Brunt can use it as a towel rack. Upon seeing Tigress, I chose to simply talk to her. Trying to sneak past her will make you face dogs, so either way, the gals aren't thrilled to see one another. Tigress falls into a pit that was triggered by a booby trap, and help her? Tigress can claw her way out, so I left her. A notification popped up to inform me of the choice I made. Because you should know, if you don't face consequences now, you will eventually. We arrived at the Chamber of Statues, found the statue to obtain, and the cleaners have come to pick it up. Would have been easy if the guards hadn't shown up, so here comes another crucial fork in the road. Ride on the helicopter with the statue, or hide among the statues that aren't being taken. Wanting to ride, Carmen and the guards wound up adding weight to the lift system. They all took a fall, and the statue is broken. Dr. Bellum's machine had a name change to the Mind Melt, and Brunt got her special order for not getting her towel rack. Sent back to the statue scenario, we had to hide, and the guards have been deceived, so on to the next heist. After snapping a photo of Zack and Ivy's cell, we have to choose whether to steal for Countess Cleo or Dr. Bellum next. Went with the latter for this one, as you'll likely understand why later, if you don't already. The doctor wants Carmen to go to Creek for a T-Rex bone. Once there, we can either find the lab that has the bone, or try to catch the plane. I went for the plane. Red couldn't hold on to it for long, so she had to go for the lab, and Bellum wondered why it's taking so long to grab the fossil. Usually, Miss Sandiego has Zack and Ivy, but since they're currently prisoners, we need to work with a different partner in crime, and the options are El Topo or Le Chèvre. And it's another freebie. No incorrect pick, so let's do El Topo. My temporary ally arrived late, but came for our aid nonetheless. Unfortunately, Acme showed up to prevent the bone from getting stolen, so we're at an important branching path once more. Hide so the heat can go away, or quickly acquire the bone by making a run for it. Red might get toasty, so I clicked on hide, yet you know the real reason I made that choice. She couldn't get the bone, and an impatient mad scientist renamed her device to the Cranial Dranial, and we can cross that woeful ending off the list. Beating Acme is more important than beating the heat, meaning I had to run and make sure the bone is with me, so it'll eventually get to the one that wants to experiment with it. At the airport, we're allowed to see the Boston duo again and take another photo. Claire was able to compare and contrast the photos and came to a conclusion: the captives are being locked in the middle of the Arctic Circle. Rescue now or steal for Vile again? Let's see how successful we are with our break-in. Oh, it's Tigress, and she's even less glad to see Red than ever before. For abandoning her, she pressed the emergency shutdown button and were forced to find another way to the pals. It looked like they were getting a brainwash, and Carmen swiftly swooped in to stop this. It seemed like smooth sailing ahead until the gang went out for ice cream. We were too little, too late, and Tweedledee and Tweedledumdee were ordered to capture their former boss, thus getting another ending that ain't so happy. Looks like we have to help Tigress no matter how much we dislike her. We received a notification about this decision, and we must recollect the things Brunt and Bellum asked for, and just made the correct choices this time before the second, maybe third try, to save Zack and Ivy early. Does Tigress have even a tiny bit of passion for her frenemy? Turns out she does, as she let us use the easy way to reach Zack and Ivy. So Carm, Brunt, and Bellum got what they wanted, and now we shall... Wait, what's this? Our only available options are to see the bonus scene, start over, or watch the credits? Aww. Guys, I hate to say this, but there's no Leave Tigress selection here. That means the game is over, and it isn't possible to get all endings in Carmen Sandiego to steal or not to steal within one playthrough. Even if this is a TV program we can rewind, we cannot change the truth. The game ends when the rescue mission is accomplished. Having said that, I am not done here yet. In the interest of wondering what a long session of partaking of the robberies would require, I'll be doing the next best thing. Figure out the highest number of endings we can see in one playthrough of this interactive special. Most sections, as seen earlier, don't have a right or wrong answer, so I had to get the 4 bad endings and make the right choices after each wrong one. I was sure that when I saved Tigress after the ice cream incident and triumphantly attained the first 2 items, I agreed to do my final thievery for Cleo. The Countess is sending us to a gala in Monaco for expensive beluga caviar. It's the main dish at the charity event, and stealing from a charity? That's rough due to the amount of times she stole 4 charities. Posing as Scarlet Santa Rosa, the host of the fancy party wants to dance with her, and you bet I chose to accept. This resulted in me viewing the best cartoon dance sequence in 2020. Okay, the best cartoon dance sequence in 2020 before the Lumity dance. Getting back on track, the scene was all a dream, and Julia requested to chat with the heroine. Oh crap, Julia knew about the terracotta statue being snatched. It's life or death time, as we either have to trust Julia with the intel on us being sent to steal the eggs, or trick her to keep the jig a secret. Well, I can't believe I'd do this, but I tricked her by leading her up the roof of the building and locking the door shut. Then again, other fans have done this, so perhaps it's not that hard to believe. That notification right there shall be a shame I take to my grave. Dinner was going to be served, though I can't allow it. I'm faced with either stashing the eggs or dashing with them. I thought rushing is always bad, indicating that stashing is the way to do it. Would have gone swimmingly if Mime Bomb didn't eat regular food and risk choking to death. Needing to put people over food, the fake waitress saved the vile creep, and that was a huge setback. The eggs were out of their tins, and while that didn't stop Rosa from grabbing the fish eggs, Cleo has declared the theft a failure since she couldn't consume 100 tins of eggs in one day. Yeesh, she wanted them all to herself, and little does she realize one of her own operatives was going to die. Anyway, that's the last time we have to see Zack and Ivy having the MacGuffin on their heads. And there was no new name for it this time. Brought back to mealtime, I had to dash with the eggs in a bag and fly out of the gala. Notwithstanding the fact I was a jerk to her, I did get a chuckle when Julia angrily had the remark, "La femme rouge," coming out of her mouth. She first said it in the Season 2 premiere, but that was just to check if it would wake up Devino. Vile has arranged a ferry ride to where the hostages are being held for the big trade. The only Vile staff member who didn't ask Carmen for something to steal is Professor Maelstrom, and Carmen has discovered that this was all a setup. Vile really wants to reprogram Carmen, so she'll be doing their shopping forever. She noticed Jules and asked for help, but to coin a phrase, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. We'll just have to accept that we're strolling right into the trap. Carmen gets started, tied up with her buddies, the female villains get their gifts, and Carmen is spending the rest of her life as a slave to her arch rivals. The worst ending can be put aside now, so we should trust Julia, as honesty is the best policy. The beans have been spilled, our last notification appeared, and all we had to do is dash with the eggs one more time. Transportation was arranged again, and Julia surely came to Carmen's aid, as she was a decoy for the exchange. Vile was distracted long enough for the real Rojas Senorita to free Zack and Ivy, escape Vile's clutches, foiling their master plan, and returning the stolen treasures to Julia's door, leading us to the ultimate and also final achievable ending. For fun, I watched the bonus scene as it was worth my time. At this moment, let's go over the final results. So, is it possible to get all endings in Carmen Sandiego to Steal or Not to Steal within one playthrough? As stated beforehand, the answer is no. But after my recent playthrough, I have come to a conclusion that the maximum number of endings you can view in a single run is 7. Those endings are refusing to steal for Vile, failing Brunt, failing Bellum, rescuing Zack and Ivy early after leaving Tigress, failing Cleo, completing heists after tricking Julia, and completing heists after trusting Julia. We couldn't get the ending where we rescue Zack and Ivy early after helping Tigress, sadly. Still, 7 out of 8 is a satisfactory grade. For those that want the 7 endings within one sitting, just follow the steps that are currently on screen here. Hope you enjoyed this walkthrough, because it was quite the enormous experience for me. Want more fiction? Then please do what my friends say, comment below, and follow me on Instagram for thumbnail previews and teasers for upcoming YouTube videos. Fiction Fanboy has finished this video. Everyone keep fantasizing, and good night-o.